Caitlin Clark outplaying in the Pro-Am at the RSM Classic.
Certainly the biggest sports stars in the world seem to want to spend a lot of time around this.
Caitlin Clark shattered expectations at the RSM Classic Pro-Am, proving once again why she's a once-in-a-generation athlete. Known for dominating basketball courts, Caitlin has now conquered the world of golf, leaving fans and seasoned pros stunned.
What happens when you have a transformative athlete like Caitlin come out to another sport? She crosses over to a new sport and she brings that stardom and those fans over.
Her performance wasn't just impressive, it was record-breaking. Imagine this, a former basketball star stepping onto one of golf's biggest stages and making waves. Caitlin didn't just play the game, she redefined it.
Her presence alone is all that matters. Her love for the game is all that matters. I think probably the only person that is worried about how she plays is, I would imagine, Caitlin herself.
With her back nine brilliance, she showed that she's not only an extraordinary talent, but also a relentless competitor who thrives on challenges.
She took the LPGA by storm, and today the WNBA superstar surprised the PGA Tour and played the back nine at the RSM Classic.
Her precision shots, cool under pressure, and sheer charisma lit up the course. But it wasn't just about the scores, it was about the moment. The crowd, many of whom weren't even golf fans, couldn't believe what they were witnessing. Caitlin's magnetic personality and fearless drive have brought a fresh energy to the sport. Her presence alone turned a routine event into a spectacle.
Well, it was awesome. Caitlin loves the sport, loves the difficulty. You can tell she's a competitor. She likes to tackle hard things. It's evident.
Solidifying her role as a transformative figure in sports, the Caitlin effect was on full display, and today it roared louder than ever. Buckle up as we dive into how Caitlin Clark not only played the game, but elevated it, cementing her place in history at the RSM Classic.
There are so many both male and female who have watched a lot of WNBA basketball this year because of Caitlin Clark. And now it seems like whatever she does, whether it's in fashion, whether it's in the arts, and now whether it's in sports here, they seem to follow her. And anything that she touches makes it a little bit better. And obviously she's doing that with golf right now.
Caitlin Clark didn't just step onto the course at the RSM Classic Pro-Am, she commanded it with the poise and precision of a seasoned pro. As she teed off on the back nine, it became clear this was no ordinary debut. With a swing that combined power and accuracy, Caitlin proved she wasn't just dabbling in golf, she was here to compete.
I know that you work really hard in the off season. You said yesterday you're always trying to get better. What's the thing that you're working on in this off season?
I think, honestly, besides the actual basketball skill part of it, I think getting stronger. That's what I'm focusing on. I'm in the weight room a lot, just building that strength. Obviously, it was hard going right from the college season to the professional season. You know, you spend a lot of time in the weight room, so.
Her performance silenced doubters and captivated even the most skeptical golf enthusiasts. Every shot she played felt deliberate, calculated, and executed with near-perfect finesse.
I love that she has a love for the game of golf. Yeah, maybe I'll ask Caitlin for some advice, some tips. Next time we'll get together, maybe it'll be on a basketball court.
What set Caitlin apart was her ability to thrive under immense pressure. Golf is a game that demands both mental and physical sharpness, and Caitlin embraced the challenge head-on. Her second shot on the par 5 hole had the crowd holding their breath. It wasn't just good, it was incredible.
Yeah. You got that. There you go.
180 yards is fair.
Leaving her in prime position to attempt an eagle. Despite the nerves that come with transitioning to a completely different sport, Caitlin delivered, turning what could have been an intimidating moment into an opportunity to shine. Even the PGA's top brass, including Commissioner Jay Monahan, walked the course with her, clearly impressed. Zach Johnson, a professional golfer and Iowa native like Caitlin, couldn't hide his admiration as he watched her navigate the course. He described her as a competitor who takes on hard things with grace, a sentiment that resonated throughout the day. Caitlin's performance was a masterclass in focus, determination, and adaptability.
I think right here today, considering all of the social media, all of the outlets for attention, Caitlin Clark by far today is the most sought after popular star.
But what truly defined Caitlin's day was the atmosphere she created. The crowds weren't just cheering for golf, they were cheering for her. Her fans, many of whom were first-timers on a golf course, followed her every move, energized by her charisma and grit.
Clark participating in this LPGA Pro-Am is just going to bring so many more eyes because everything she does brings eyes, especially to a basketball court, but even when she makes an appearance courtside,
Caitlin brought a fresh, youthful energy to the tournament, transforming the event into something bigger than a simple pro-am. She wasn't just playing, she was elevating the sport. As she wrapped up her round, Caitlin's impact was undeniable. She had bridged two worlds, basketball and golf, with her undeniable star power. Her presence wasn't just about her game, it was about inspiring others to see sports, and golf in particular, through a new lens.
Well, first of all, we're thankful that she's here. Kind of the one, and when you talk about women's sports, she's kind of, other than Nelly, it's been Caitlin.
By the end of the day, Caitlin Clark had not only delivered a stunning performance, but left an indelible mark on the RSM Classic, forever changing how the game is experienced. Caitlin Clark's presence at the RSM Classic Pro-Am didn't just make waves, it transformed the event into a cultural phenomenon.
So there comes the female GOAT, and these women are going from having 3,000 people in their arenas to 20,000.
This wasn't just about scores or rankings, it was a showcase of how one athlete can redefine a sport's appeal. Caitlin's magnetic personality brought a new energy to the course, drawing in fans who might never have considered watching golf. Many of those walking alongside her weren't traditional golf followers, they were basketball enthusiasts, WNBA supporters, and Caitlin Clark devotees.
And those fans over, many of the fans who were walking with her today aren't necessarily golf fans. They're either Caitlin fans or WNBA fans, and it's kind of their first exposure to the game. So a lot like last week, it was a really good step for golf and obviously for Caitlin and her fans. Now,
her ability to unite these diverse groups created a once-in-a-lifetime atmosphere. The anticipation around Caitlin's appearance was palpable. Even though her participation was only confirmed hours before the event, the buzz spread like wildfire.
The golf media is pumped about Caitlin Clark, as they should be. So many more new fans are going to be tuning in to golf who never would have otherwise.
The crowd size swelled almost overnight, with fans eager to witness her much-talked-about golf game in person. Dubbed the Caitlin Effect, this surge of excitement demonstrated her unique star power.
I'm excited. I think, obviously our goal of reaching the playoffs last year we accomplished, but now, we want to be a championship contender. I think we're putting in the pieces to be able to do that, hopefully add some free agents, and you can just feel the excitement in the whole organization and in the city, our fans. So honestly, I can't wait to get back out there. I wish we had a game tomorrow, honestly. Yeah.
It's rare for an athlete to single-handedly elevate the visibility of a sport, but Caitlin has consistently proven she's no ordinary athlete. She not only brought her game to the course, but also her undeniable influence, turning casual spectators into golf enthusiasts.
Caitlin Clark is just such a class act. She was incredible, breaking all types of records, and that's something she was certainly proud of. We saw lots of smiles on the court.
Caitlin is the face right now, and that's also good. Like, she's selling out gyms, of course. Like, why would you hate against that?
Her shots were more than impressive. They were inspiring. Caitlin showcased her precision and adaptability, proving she had the skill to compete alongside seasoned golfers. Her ability to stay composed in high-pressure situations reflected her elite athletic mindset. Whether it was her approach shot that landed her a clear eagle opportunity or her calm focus during nerve-wracking putts, every moment showed the depth of her determination. Even her misses were met with applause as fans admired her relentless drive to improve. The conversations on the course extended far beyond Caitlin's golf game. PGA officials, fellow players, and fans marveled at the broader implications of her performance.
Caitlin Clark has been the best thing, the most dominant thing. Remember, there's been good players come out of college, but nobody really cared. We'd seen it. Nobody really cared.
Zach Johnson called it a game-changing moment, praising her ability to handle the sport's difficulties with such grace. Her sheer presence highlighted the accessibility and versatility of golf, reinforcing that it's a sport for everyone. The diversity in the group she played with, ranging from golf executives to seasoned players, symbolized how Caitlin bridges gaps between sports, generations, and fan bases.
Yeah, well, I'm just obviously really thankful for Gainbridge and everything that they do, not only in women's sports, but just sports in general. It's tremendous, and I feel very lucky to be a partner of theirs, and sports unites people, and that's kind of what this feels like too. It's just bringing people together where they can find joy in something.
By the time Caitlin finished her round, the RSM Classic Pro-Am wasn't just a tournament anymore. It was a historic moment for golf and sports as a whole. Caitlin had successfully reshaped perceptions, proving that her athletic brilliance knows no boundaries.
What Caitlin Clark does is kind of simple, really. She shows up at games, she signs autographs, she talks to little girls wearing jerseys, She smiles to the crowd, and then here's the most important thing. She competes like a maniac. I mean, like a maniac.
The day wasn't just about breaking records, but about breaking barriers, and Caitlin Clark led the way. Caitlin Clark's performance at the RSM Classic Pro-Am didn't just captivate the audience, it raised the bar for what cross-sport athletes can achieve. With each swing, Caitlin's skill, focus, and athleticism were on full display, redefining what fans thought possible from someone best known for their dominance on the basketball court. Her second shot on the par 5 was a masterstroke, leaving her a clean eagle opportunity, and the crowd erupted as they realized they were witnessing history in the making. But this wasn't just about a single highlight. It was a complete performance, packed with precision, resilience, and moments that had fans in awe.
I don't really care what happens. It doesn't really matter. I don't play golf for a living, and just have fun with it. Like, this isn't, super serious. Enjoy the experience, because there were so many people that would, kill to be in my position or be in my shoes, or the people that are following outside the ropes would love to have one opportunity to, hit a ball in the first tee or something like that. So just remind yourself how cool this experience is and don't let it pass you by. But I think that's, anything I do in life, like having these sort of experiences or whatever I get to do and the opportunities that I have, like soak it in, because a lot of people would trade and want to have these opportunities as well.
Her ability to read the course like a seasoned pro left everyone stunned. From lining up her putts to the sheer power of her drives, Caitlin played with a level of composure and skill that seemed almost superhuman for a crossover athlete. Zach Johnson, a seasoned golf veteran, described it as unreal to witness her focus and execution, remarking that Caitlin thrives on taking on challenges most would shy away from. Even seasoned golf officials and commentators were left wondering how someone could transition so seamlessly into such a technically demanding sport. What made Caitlin's day even more unforgettable was the sheer magnetism she brought to the event. Fans crowded around every hole, hanging on her every move.
I think a lot of things that me and Annika said is we share a lot of the same values, and I think that's really cool, being driven, but so do they at the same time. Like, obviously we're professional athletes or played sport or whatever it was, but at the same time in their lives, it all relates. And I think people at times forget that. We're real humans too, and we're driven by the same things that they are.
For many of them, it was their first exposure to golf, but Caitlin turned it into a thrilling spectacle. Unlike the usual calm and reserved atmosphere of golf tournaments, the crowd's energy was electric, filled with cheers and chants typically reserved for basketball arenas. Her shots were met with roars of approval, and her every step was followed by a wave of admiration. Caitlin's ability to draw such a diverse crowd, basketball fans, young families, casual spectators, was a testament to her unique star power. Her impact went beyond her athletic prowess. It was about connection. The Caitlin effect has been described as a phenomenon, and today it reached new heights. Fans weren't just inspired by her performance, they were moved by her tenacity, her ability to adapt, and the sheer joy she brought to the game. Even her off-the-course moments added to the magic of the day. Caitlin's interactions with fans, her calm focus while chatting with PGA officials, and her lighthearted exchanges with the crowd all showcased her incredible relatability. She wasn't just an athlete out to prove a point, she was a role model, showing that hard work, determination, and courage can break down barriers.
And it's so much different than basketball. That's why I love it. It's, individual, it's a challenge, especially mentally. Like, that's what's so beautiful about golf. And I think being outside, I love that. That's the one bad thing about being in the WNBA now. It's in the spring and the summer. Part of the fall, I really miss a lot of opportunity to play golf.
But Caitlin's achievement was about more than her game. It was about the inspiration she ignited. The crowd wasn't just cheering for a golfer, they were witnessing a trailblazer in action. Her ability to draw fans from basketball courts to golf greens highlights her unparalleled charisma and universal appeal. The energy she brought to the course, the excitement in every swing, and the sheer determination in her eyes reminded everyone why she's a once-in-a-generation athlete. Caitlin's impact extended beyond the fans in attendance. Her performance brought new attention to golf, introducing it to audiences who might never have given the sport a second glance. As one PGA official noted, she's not just a player, she's a movement. By stepping into an unfamiliar sport and excelling, Caitlin proved that challenges are simply opportunities in disguise, a message that resonates far beyond sports. As the sun set on the RSM Classic, it was clear this wasn't just another tournament, it was a defining moment in Caitlin Clark's incredible journey. She has shown us what's possible when talent meets passion passion and fearlessness. Caitlyn has become more than a star. She's a symbol of boundless potential and the power of breaking limits. This is only the beginning. Whether she's setting records, inspiring fans, or redefining expectations, Caitlyn Clark continues to lead the charge. Her story is far from over, and one thing is certain, wherever Caitlyn goes next, history will follow.
Caitlyn Clark, what she's doing doesn't minimize what they've done, but we should have been giving her the credit. We saw the ratings, we saw the merchandise sales, we saw the attendance, but y'all want to make it about something else. Oh, what about the women that laid the foundation? What about this? What about it? That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark is box office. She's doing this. And instead of giving her credit, y'all tried to make it about, oh, y'all poo-pooing the old guard. Y'all never talked about the old guard like this. Nah, I ain't gonna let it slide.
The symbolic nature of Caitlyn playing alongside golf icons and industry leaders cannot be understated. Her presence was a reminder that sports are universal, and greatness transcends boundaries. Caitlyn Clark, a basketball superstar, transformed a golf tournament into something extraordinary. She didn't just compete, she brought new life, new fans, and new meaning to the game. By the end of her round, it was clear that this wasn't just a day of golf, it was a statement. Caitlyn Clark is a trailblazer, a force of nature who refuses to be confined to one definition of greatness. As she walked off the course to thunderous applause, one thing was certain: Caitlyn Clark had made her mark, and the sport of golf would never be the same again. Today, Caitlyn Clark didn't just play golf, she redefined it. Her extraordinary performance at the RSM Classic Pro-Am was not only a showcase of skill, but a demonstration of what happens when talent, determination, and a fearless attitude collide. Caitlyn proved that greatness knows no boundaries, conquering yet another arena with the same competitive fire that made her a basketball legend. Fans and critics alike watched in awe as she transformed a simple Pro-Am into an unforgettable moment in sports history.
Regular season viewership, it grew by 20% in 2023. It's grown by 180% now, which means it would take another 5 or 6 years to do what Caitlyn Clark has done. So between draft day viewership, which is up 400% to 40%, between ticket sales, which is up 93% to 16%, between regular game viewership, which is up 180% to 20%, what Caitlyn Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5 days what would have taken 5 years.
If you're ready to dive into the latest and greatest moments in women's basketball, you're in the right place. Here on WNBA Original, we cover everything from breaking news to inspiring stories, bringing you closer to the action and the players who make it all happen. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications, so you'll always be the first to know what's happening on and off the court. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more from WNBA Original.
There is a lot of appropriate attention on Caitlyn Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. The WNBA has 18 games this season where they've had more than 1 million viewers average, and 16 of those 18 have featured Caitlyn Clark. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlyn Clark playing basketball and people wanting to watch. If she's playing, they will come, they will watch the game.